Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with day 6 of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, a hop started by Crystal Barrett of Pineapple Papers. And it is a hop that is encouraging you to go to your Pinterest board and find something that inspired you enough to pin it and then to use it. And so this pin is by Lisa's Creative Corner.blogspot. And it has 2 pictures, but I'm just going to use this one of some luggage in the back of my car. Actually, it's my mother's car. And I am going to use the new Maggie Holmes Round Trip. I just got some of this the other day and then got a little bit more today because Joann's had a sale. And I just couldn't help it because I really wanted to go ahead and document this layout. And so I really wanted to use this collection. I wasn't sure what pen I was going to use, but you know. So here are the papers I have. There were no paper pads when I went today. And I like to start with a project pad. Look at the gorgeous B-sides. I love the B-side usually more often than the A-side because it's a little less patterned. But, they're just beautiful. So I have these stickers, these papers, the embellishments, my picture, and this pin. So let's see how this goes. So I went through the papers pretty quickly. I mean, I only have like 7. And, I love that paper right there. And I'm just trying to figure out which one is going to work for me the most. I would love to use one that is that I can use both sides so that I'm not using up all the papers. This was probably my most difficult decision to make because these papers are so lovely and I didn't want to use them, which is ridiculous, but I know that's a thing because that's where most of us are. So I cut the branding strip off and I loved both sides of these papers with the yellow floral, or they're really not flowers, they're like sunshines. And the other side is word phrases that say, let's go on the road, so fun, explore different words. And I thought those would be perfect for those stripes on the top and the bottom. And so my plan is to build an 11 by 11 square or something along those lines in the middle. And I'm going to mat it on a solid cardstock. And then I'm going to put that pattern paper on the back, that sunshine paper, as the next set of papers. And then I'll have to find one more paper for the middle. So I make sure to cut these to where the full sentence is visible. Like I don't want to cut the words off on the top or bottom. So I cut them to where you can read all the words. And then I cut 2 inches in this sunshine paper. And the sunshines are white and a light pink. Which of course, since I'm using only this collection except for my base page, everything is going to go perfectly together. And I'm going to use that blue, not that floral, because, well, I don't want the floral right there. So I went ahead and the 2 papers that I used, that yellow sunshine with the words is On the Road, and then that blue floral is called Journey. And I don't normally pay attention to the names, but sometimes people will say those things. So I figure if I have the little branding strips here, I'd tell you. So I cut this blue paper to a 5-inch because my picture is 4 inches and I really wanted to have a mat around it. In the sketch, there is not really a mat. It's a very thin mat around the picture from this background paper. And I didn't want that because I love this paper so much. I didn't want to cover it. So I actually gave my papers a bit of a border. And I am going to mat it and make something happen to where it'll stand out. So right now I'm just working on the back side, getting these lined up. And so now I flipped it over so I made sure that the words were going to be facing the same direction. Because I could totally see me putting those on there and having one of those strips of words going up and one going down, because that totally could happen. Probably has happened in the past. So I'm going to put this white cardstock behind here. I tried black and that did not work. Plus this picture is a little on the dark side. So I matte my picture in white. I'm not sure if I've attached that. I think I've attached it. And I left it the 4.5 by 6.5. And I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do here because this is the little journaling card I want to use. And I'm going to add something else there. But first, I'm trying to figure out the best move for what I want to put here because it's a different height, that white paper, and then that tag. So I end up taking another 4.5 by 6.5 matte stack, and I'm just going to tape it. And you can't, I'm looking at the layout right now, you can't tell because I pretty much cover it with embellishments and things of that nature. So I thought I had frozen, there was no movement. So I just tape that together, and then I am going to flip that over, and I'm going to put the journaling card down, and the bottom of the journaling card is going to get covered. So I considered putting that even with the top of the picture, but I decided against it. I really want the picture to be the focal point, even though it's just a picture of the backseat of my the trunk of my mom's car full of luggage. This was always my dad's job, and this is the first time we went to the beach as a family after my dad passed, and so I was in charge of packing the back of the car. And so when I get to the journaling point, I make a point of just writing something about how I feel like my dad would be proud of my packing skills, because there was still room in the back for more things. And we like to fill up the back of the car. So I also wrote something about it being like playing Tetris. It's also kind of like a Jenga game, because if you take something out that's not on the top, you may end up knocking the whole thing down. It's fine. I'm pretty good at it. So my dad trained me right. So I ended up with this black and white arrow at the end. On the inspiration layout, there's like a teal blue strip. And because I was kind of wanting that white to be even in the middle of the blue, gorgeous blue paper, I decided that I would just add a little something else down there. And I really, really love the way this looks. And I'm not really going to over embellish this too much because I think the papers are just really speaking for themselves. But I am taking the double-sided tape off now, and I have eyeball evenly put this white mat down. And then I'm going to start to try and embellish. So in the inspiration piece, there is a title on the top, says Cherish, and it's in cursive, and it's very lovely. And then there's 3 little buttons next to that. I decided to get the sticker sheet and get the word Explorer off of here. And it was kind of hard to come off, and I don't know if it's just because it's cursive and everything, but it took me a minute to get it off of there, and I ended up having to do a little gluing because part of the X was peeling up. But I do love the way that looks. And then I had to fiddle with where that swoosh is at the bottom, because it was coming back and touching the word, which I thought did not look right. So I got that fixed and got some Nuvo Deluxe out. And then you can see that I have the little enamel dots or enamel shapes right there. And I'm going to use some of those in just a minute. But right now I'm fixing the X came off a little bit, like not from the actual sticker, but like the top layer of it was coming up. So then I'm going to keep looking at my sticker sheet and see what else I can use to help decorate. And just like in the inspiration piece, I am going to use some flowers. And I have this big pink one and this big yellow one, and really they're enough to fill that space. But I really want to bring this blue in because of the background paper, and because it'll help fill this little gap in the middle. And I could have maneuvered the yellow and the pink to where that gap wasn't there, but I really just like that, like I said, that extra added pop of the blue. And so I put that down there. like it is right now. And I probably will go in and add a little Nuvo Deluxe. It's sticking pretty well, but it's coming up. It's, there's some layers there, and I'd hate for it to come off. So while I am trying to figure out what else I want to do, I put 3 dots of Nuvo Deluxe right here. Like I said, that they have buttons on theirs. I decided to use these little arrows that came on the enamel shape ephemera, and I thought those looked really cute. I like the way that looks. And they have the gold ones too, but I decided against that because I felt like they kind of disappeared a little bit into that bright yellow paper, and I thought that this darker color would stand out more. And I looked on there to see if I wanted to add any more like clusters of 3, but nothing was calling my name, and I really like how the title is really the majority of the only thing in that bright sunshiny paper. But I do need a tag hole cover, and so right there on that black and white tag, so I pull a little yellow floral off of this the sticker book, and I put it on some white paper and just fussy cut around it, add some Nuvo Deluxe in the hole, and put this down. And it is perfect because it's the same yellow color and everything, and it's the perfect size to cover it up and still see that pink circle all the way around, so it brings all the colors together. And then I'm going to pull some things from the sticker book, some little word phrases. One of them that I put down is pink, and it says the best day. And then underneath that, tucked in with the floral, says let's go. And then another one a little further down says adventure awaits, and has a little gold star next to it. And then below that is a blue one that says places to go, and I put a gold star next to that. So I just alternated pink, blue, and then put the little gold star next to the 2 that were kind of just sitting there in the middle of nowhere. And I actually put that there because she has simple memories written underneath the florals, and so I thought that was really cute, and so I thought I'd use a little word phrase on there. And I also pull some numbers from that sticker sheet and put 3-29, which was the date, and I put that right above the journaling block. And then I get my Jelly Roll Gold Moonlight pen, and I, instead of what looks maybe like twine or something on her layout, I just used the pen. And I was going to journal in gold, but changed my mind. I drew the little line between the 3 and the 29, but then I got a black zig pen out and just wrote, like I said, about how I packed for the beach. It's a lot like playing Tetris. My dad would be proud. And we always love the Friday that we head out for the beach. Holden Beach is here we come. So I just wrote a little journal, ended it with a little heart, and now I am pretty much done. So here is that pen one more time. And I really love the way this turned out. I love this collection. I cannot wait to acquire some more papers to go with it. I will be a little less hoardy if I have more than 7 pieces. Well, 6 now. So anyway, I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. I hope you'll go below to the description box where there is a plethora of people who are creating from their Pinterest boards. And I would love for you to do the same and go pull something off your Pinterest board that might inspire you today. And I hope you'll come back tomorrow for day number 7. And also this weekend, I have a couple of things coming up. My next installment of Courageously Crafting, Scrapping Through the Hard Stuff, is coming up on Saturday. So I would love to see you all there. Have a great day and happy scrapping.